Hey everyone, Leanne Pilkington here for the latest Courageous Conversation podcast. And with me, I have got Lisa B. Lisa B, how are you?
I'm good. Thank you for having me.
It's my pleasure. I don't even know your last name.
Don't you?
No.
Well, it was Lisa Brown, but that was my, because it's a long story, but I've been married twice.
Oh, really?
So this was, Brown is like my first married name. Because my business name was always Lisa Brown. That's what I had my real estate business in, and that's who I was that longer than what I was my maiden name. So that's who I kind of identified with. You know, you kind of get a personality. That was my business person name, you know.
Yeah.
And I really couldn't go back to Brown because it was my first husband's name.
That's not good karma.
No, but anyway, Lisa B. So that's what it is.
That makes sense. I thought it must have been a really long, unpronounceable name, but no,
it's not too exciting. But and that's the hard thing when you get married and whatever, and you're changing your name when you're female. It's like you've built up massive profile online and things like that. So
yeah, I never changed my name. Pilkington's my maiden name.
Yeah, I wouldn't. No, Lisa B is mine for life now. I'm not changing
yours for life. Yeah,
that is my adult name. That is my adult name.
So we all know you from your social media profile. You've got a massive social media profile, which we'll come to in a second. But tell me, what is your real estate journey? You said you had a real estate business.
Yeah.
So tell me about that business and how long ago you kind of jumped out of it.
So I started in real estate in my 20s, and I started working for somebody, and then his wife passed away, and I was only there a short time, and she passed away suddenly of an aneurysm. And so I was in my early 20s, and I'd only been in real estate, it was under a year. And he came in and said, did I want to buy the business? And I was like, sure, why not? You know, I know nothing, but yeah, why not?
Really?
So I thought this is just a major opportunity, and I can't not take it.
How brave is that?
Yes. So I mean,
did you not second? I mean, I've just bought the business, or I'm one of the people that have just bought the business that I've been running for 25 years.
And let
me tell you, I had major anxiety making that decision. So how did you go about making such a big decision so young and so inexperienced?
To me, I mean, I always say, what's the worst thing that could happen? And
you could go broke.
Yeah, but I mean, I was starting off anyway, so it wasn't like I had a lot to lose anyway.
Yeah, okay.
And I thought this has only got the upside. And I'm the type of person, like, you know, and back in real estate 30 years ago, it was mainly male dominated where I was, and a lot of them were like, you'll fail. And I'm like, really?
Bring it on.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So that actually motivated me so much more. You know, not only did I have to prove to myself, I had to prove to all of those guys as well.
Yeah.
And that really motivated me. And it was like, well, I'm not going to fail. I'm just not going to. You know, I had a public service job, and you know, I put that on hold while I joined real estate. And then it was like, well, you know what? I need to burn my bridges. I need to make it that I can't go back to that.
No plan B. Yep.
No, I can't. I need to burn my bridges, and I need to put every piece of energy into this, that I'm not thinking, oh, well, I could go back if it doesn't work. It had to be, no, it's going to work, and you know, just had to do it. So I did that, and then had an office in Wollongong, and then I've had offices in Sydney as well, in Mossman. So I went from a housing commission area to like one of the highest priced areas in Sydney, different demographics and everything.
So that
was another courageous decision. It was
a very courageous. So what was the motivation?
I guess it was just doing something different. You know, it was like, what would it be like in that area, and can I do it? You know, and it was like just another challenge. I'd sort of done everything that I wanted to do down in Wollongong. It was just another challenge. So, and then from that, I used social media a lot because, you know, we opened in an area where there was a real estate office there that had been there 100 years, and we opened, and it was like, well, who are you? You know, we don't know you. And then that's when I went, you know what, I need to look like I've been here 100 years, you know, and that's when I was like, I need to get into social. And, you know, I was probably one of the first to do a lot of video marketing.
How long ago was that?
That was 13, 14 years ago.
Wow. Okay.
So
there wasn't a lot of social
No, and not a lot of video marketing. I did everything video marketing. I would sit there and go, what else can I do with video? What else can I do with video? You know, like company videos, testimonial videos, you know, every single thing, prospecting with videos, you know, every single thing you can possibly do with videos I did, because I had to have a point of difference, and I had to look futuristic, and I had to be everywhere, and I had to do all of that. And then that's how I came into training, because people would say, well, how do you do that? What do you do with that? You know, and then it was like, can I just pick your brain for a minute? And it's like, well, I can tell you that, but there's other things
so
that
much more
do. Yeah. So then I developed online courses and stuff like that. So that's how that all started. So, you know, it's everything in my career has gone from one thing to the next thing, to the next thing, to the next thing. You know how you kind of get guided along. Yeah. And then sort of, you know, and then here I am, and all that experience I've had, you know, I can pass on to other agents and all that sort of thing. So,
were you doing the training whilst you still had your business at in Mossman? And then what made you decide to just give that up and start training and stuff full time?
I read a little book called The 4-Hour Workweek. And
a little book. That's a big fat book.
I know. I went, you know what? I'm doing that. I want to be able to work wherever I am in the world.
I love that concept.
So that's what I did. I've set my whole business up, and still moving forward, it's like wherever I am, I don't have to be in a physical office. And because, you know, I'd had physical offices for like, I don't know, do the math, I don't know, 17 years or whatever, or more than that. It was like, you know, I felt like I was chained to the office all the time. And I thought, you know, I've been there, done that, when all of my friends are traveling and, you know, all of that sort of thing. And I went, no, it's my time now. I'm going to develop a different business model. And so everything is always about that I can do it wherever I am in the world. So that's my main driver.
That's amazing. So what do you do now?
So now I've joined the brand DXP. So that's helping people kind of open up their own agencies.
And that's really about recruiting people into EXP, or are you selling for EXP as well?
No, recruiting people into EXP. Yep. Yeah, okay. So just different, you know, different options, different models, that sort of thing. So doing that, still doing a lot of the back end resources, like, you know, books for people. You know, if people want to publish a book or something like that, I still help that. I love doing books for people. And we do sort of other things like podcasts and things like that as well, graphic design work. So kind of, it's just solutions. And as I said, everything that I do has become a product of what I've done before. It's like, oh, how do you do that? You know, can I do that too? And it's like, oh yeah, sure. You know, so it just becomes another thing in your arsenal.
And is that how the book started? Did you write a book for yourself first?
No, I was asked to go into a compilation book. And from that, I saw just the benefits of it and how much that positioned me as the expert and all that sort of thing. And that was right when I opened up the office in Mossman. Yeah. And it was like I saw the credibility, I saw the attention that got, and I was like, wow, I want to do this, you know. So then I've got
I like that one. Banish the bitch
and bring out the babe. That was all about masculine and feminine energy, which I think is a massive, you know, that was something that I struggled with a lot. Why? I was very much masculine in my energy, you know, just from running my offices and all that sort of thing. And that's all I focused on was like work. It was like, that's it, you know. And I just wasn't happy. You know, it was just, it was all about work 100% and nothing, you know, no me time, nothing, you know, if I wasn't at work, I was reading a book on work, you know.
I know what that's like.
Yeah. And, you know, and I didn't know how to switch off. I really didn't, you know, I'd be in the movies, watching a movie going, you know, I really should be at home, or I should be, you know, reading a book, or I should
sending an email to yourself because you just thought of an idea or something that you haven't done.
I know. I could not switch off. And now I've mastered that. And it was something
How did you do that?
Well, I don't know. I guess I've just kind of developed, I don't want to go back to the way I was, you know, and so that is a big factor. It's like, I'm not going there again. You know, I kind of went to, I was very all about work to nothing about work to balance. That's how I had to do it. I had to get away from it and stop, and I had to then reintroduce and set boundaries for myself, which I was very, still I struggle with that sometimes, but I had to set boundaries that, no, this is my work time and whatever. And obviously, things come up, and, if you're enjoying it, it doesn't seem so much like work too, but, and I think having a child helps that too. You have to switch off and you have to do different things. And so I think I've just learnt to manage my time better and boundaries and all that sort of thing. But it was something, if I didn't change, I would have died of a stress-related disease. Like I really would have. Honestly, I would have. It was to the point where it was horrible. Yeah. So it's really that, away thing that I'm not going back there. Yeah.
And so you were part of a compilation, and then you wrote your own book?
So I wrote. So that was Banish the Bitch and Bring Out the Babe. Okay, yeah. And then from that, my son said, I wish I could do a book. And I went,
I was going to ask you about that. I noticed that Max has got a book on your website.
Yes. Awesome. So what happened was my mum and dad died 13 years ago, both of cancer within 3 months of each other. And my mum wrote that poem for all of my nieces and nephews 25, 30 years ago. And on her deathbed, I promised her that I would publish it for her. Then when I did my book and Max said, I wish I could do a book, I went, you know what? You're going to do Grandma's book and I'll put your name on it. So because they died before he was born. So to me, that's like the little legacy, joining them together. And I had like a little caricature of Mum done and him done, and that's in the book. So it's like a photo of them together. So it's something that,
that's beautiful.
Them. Yeah. So it's kind of like a bit of a legacy from Mum that connects Max to that. So, so out of that, I created him a website. I gave him a bunch of books, and I said, okay, this is your business. If you want to run with this, you can sell these books, $10 a book. You can go and you can sell them and whatever. So he did it for a while, but then it sort of dropped off. But, I said to him, now I can create your business in 5 minutes. You want to write a book? You do it. I can publish it for you. So he had 3 friends over here the other day. I said to them, seriously, guys, you've got the biggest opportunity. You get together, you put a book, book idea together. I will help you do it. I can create a business for you. You just tell me. And so they were like, okay. So I'm working on them.
Wow.
So
it's amazing.
Yeah. So it's pretty cool. They don't realize the opportunity yet, but they will. And especially once all the girls come along, because they're only 13. So once they go, like the attention of girls, I think that'll change too.
Yeah, probably. It can be all over for some of them. I think, the attention of girls, right?
Exactly.
And so how many books have you written?
So that was that. And then I did Secret Agents, which is all about online marketing and social media and all the stuff that I did in my real estate office, as well as, different things like, the video marketing, as I said. Yeah. And then I did 2 compilation books with real estate agents as well, knowing that, what it did for me. Yeah. So then I did the 2 compilation books for other agents as well. And we did some where they were on the front cover and all that sort of thing as well. So
I saw some of those. So how do you go about getting someone to write a book?
Well, for the compilation book, it's easier because it's only like a story. It might only be.
Even I can do that bit.
Yeah, it's easy. So, and some of them were like, oh, look, I don't have time. I want to go in it, but whatever. So even some of them, I did it when they're on the phone, or I just got them to speak it out, and then I kind of formulated it and I wrote it for them for some of them. So it's easier when it's just a story. A whole book is hard to try and get somebody to do. Compilation books are easier. However, they are a lot more work because you've got to, sort of coordinate 20 or 30 different people, and then they change offices, and then they want things changed and, whatever. So you try and make it as generic as possible that it won't change,
Yeah, totally.
But so it's a little bit more difficult to do. Yeah.
And so how did you work out how to self-publish?
A lady, the lady that I was in, the Real Estate Millionaire, she coached me through Fiona Jones. She was amazing. Yeah. So, I just said to her, this is what I'd like to do. And she's like, yep, no, do this, and coached me through. And then from then I sort of knew what to do for the rest of them. So, yeah. So, no, it's amazing. It's amazing what a book does.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, you are absolutely prolific on social media. Why?
I guess, again, I see what it's done for me, you know, what it did for me 15 years ago, whatever, you know, when the internet first came out as well. Just the opportunities that it's opened for me, the doors that it's opened. I get to have a voice about different things, and not everybody likes to hear my voice, and, you know, whatever. And, you know, everybody's got a different opinion.
And so that's a really important point, because I know you and I sort of had a little bit of a conversation over social media a few months back when you first actually got involved in EXP, and somebody on your group was really having a go at you about the conversation you were having, and you're like, it's my group.
Yeah,
exactly. I'm going to have whatever conversation I want to have.
Exactly.
So, yeah. Does that happen a lot?
Yes. And then I got called, it was a communist group and all this sort of stuff. And, you know, like I was I can't remember what I got called, but there was a whole lot of people that were saying, it wasn't just one. But, you know, now I've learnt to just block and move on. And if people are angry at me about it, or they're, you know, whatever, you know, I just choose not to have it, you know. And there's different thoughts. People say, you know, you really should let people, you know, discuss different things, but not if it upsets you. If it gets to the point where I'm upset, or I'm angry, or I just don't feel that they're a benefit in my life, then I need to just block and move on. You know, I really do.
If you don't value the person, don't value the feedback.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. And that's exactly what I say. You know, if I wouldn't go to them for advice, why would I take their criticism? So it's like, if they're not enhancing my life, then I'm just better off without them. And I know they still carry on and whatever. At least I don't see it now. So that's fine.
Yeah. So you literally just block them from your group?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah,
it's interesting, because I was having this conversation with my sister who owns a business, and she's a property manager, and somebody put on a community page that she was a psychopath, and she must be a very sad, lonely person because she doesn't have children.
Are you serious?
Yeah, because it was a disgruntled tenant that my sister had gone in, and the person claimed that she barged into the room of a sleeping child and didn't care. And anybody who knows my sister knows that there's absolutely no way in the world she would ever do that. But she got really upset about it, and she said, what do I do? Do I engage or do I ignore it? And I said, well, given the time of night, it was like 9:30 at night, they've probably got a few wines under their belt. You can't reason, you know, I mean, I'm making an assumption, but when people make these really wild, outlandish claims later in the night, you sort of think, maybe
if it's fueled.
Yeah, maybe best leave it.
Yes.
Rather than engage.
I mean, every situation's different. Like if it's my page, I can block. I've got the power to do that. Or you know, if I see it somewhere else, you know, say it's a negative comment somewhere else, then generally I try and talk it in, you know, turn it into a positive on my page where I have control. You know, I don't have control on their page, but I do on mine. So I can block, I can delete, I can do whatever I want on there. That's my territory.
That makes sense. And so your page is property what's it called? Property management?
No. Let's talk about real estate.
Oh, let's talk about real estate. Of course.
Yeah.
And so why start that? Because that's a conversation with real estate agents, and I know you post questions into there all the time, right?
Well, I mean, I guess it was for lots of different reasons. You know, it kind of started off just with coaching clients and things like that. But then, you know, I kind of got more and more people in there. But I like other people being able to ask questions without, you know, fear of criticism or anything else either. So, you know, I always encourage people, if you've got a question, private message me, I will put it in, because people can't help themselves. You know, people ask an innocent question, they're new in real estate, they don't know, and then they get attacked. And it still happens in my group, unfortunately. And that's something, it's very hard, you know.
What is that about us as an industry? Why do we do that?
I think it's everybody. But it's like, you know, are you for real? You're a real estate agent? You don't know that? You know, you don't know. They might be looking at getting into real estate. They might be in it a week, you know. There's no such thing as a dumb question. And so I give them, you know, the opportunity to be able to ask a question to me. I will post it to the group. And then sometimes, you know, I think it's going to go one way. I think think that's my answer, and I'll stick by it, and I'll say to them, this is what I think it is. And I said, but however, let's check with the group. And somebody else will come up with a really good point, and I'll go, wow, I never thought about it like that. Yeah. So for me, it's a bit of a social experiment as well, you know, that I kind of get to see other people's perspectives and things. And as I said, things that I really believed I was so set in, people have changed my mind or just opened it up to a different thing. So I like that about it. You know, I like just, and I like the fun as well, you know, like we're so much stuffed shirts, and, you know, I get angry comments sometimes with things that I write in there or memes that I put in, and it's all just good, fun-hearted, and, you know, whatever. It's not meant to offend anybody, and I think this day and age, you know, it's difficult not to offend somebody.
Totally.
So I just think if I get a laugh out of it, you know, I put it in there, and it might offend somebody, and I get somebody on the way out going, I was really offended by that, and I'm leaving your group. Okay, bye.
Bye-bye.
You know, sorry.
And so has it been good for business?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, people will message me about, you know, the services that I offer and all that sort of thing. And in the same token, if I don't think that I can, you know, suit them, or you know, my solution doesn't suit them, then I refer them to other people as well. So you know, I like to be you know, collaborate with other people and other agencies and other services. I promote other trainers in there, I promote other brands in there, I promote, you know, whatever. So, you know, it's not just about me, but then in the same token, I do like to put things about what I'm doing sometimes.
Oh, how dare you, Lisa?
I know.
And how much time do you spend on it?
Oh gosh, that's a good question. Probably too much, but I try to just get in and you know, like I have it that I'm alerted when people put in a post, so it doesn't automatically go in there. So that kind of saves me, that I'm not, you know, trying to, you know, I sort of see anything that's not appropriate before it goes in, right? So that saves a lot of time, because otherwise I was there going, oh gosh, oh gosh, oh my gosh, I better delete that, or, you know, whatever. So I try and cut out, you know, as much of that as I can. I do check sometimes just to make sure that there's nothing going on, you know, no fires and things like that. Generally, it's pretty good. I mean, at least probably, I don't know, 2 or 3 hours a day. You know, and that's my own posts and videos and, you know, all that sort of stuff as well. But, you know, the reward's there for me. You know, it's sort of in real estate groups and things like that. So
well, you're targeting your client, right? If you know where your client is,
exactly,
it's another form of prospecting.
Exactly. And, you know, it's not like I'm off in the, you know, Facebook cooking things or anything, because I don't cook, but, you know, like I'm not
you don't go down the rabbit hole of
no, I'm focused, and I'm getting better at that as well. And that's something that I'm learning to perfect every day, is really is that tunnel vision of I'm at work, you know, because I can be very distracted. You know, there's a butterfly, and, you know, especially working from home, I'll just put the washing on and, oh, look, the pool's stopped, and, you know, all of those sorts of things that you tend to do. I'm getting a lot better to be focused when I'm at work, and, you know, feel that I've worked hard for the day, that I can switch off. And I think that's been a big thing too. Not saying that, you know, before I didn't feel that way. I was switched on all the time. But, you know, it's like I realized I've got to have that downtime as well. So I'm just getting a lot better at you know, I guess getting the results in a shorter period of time, being a lot more efficient about what I do, which has been a big thing for me as well.
There's a book in that too, I'm sure.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. If ever you want to do a book, let me know. We can do one.
Yeah, for sure. I will. I've just, I think it would actually be a really good idea for me to do a compilation book with all of the people that have just bought into Lang & Simmons.
Oh, yes.
Share their stories, and then be able to share their stories with people that are joining Lang & Simmons.
Absolutely.
So I've just written that down, and now I've put it out there. I'm going to be in all kinds of trouble, aren't I?
Yes. So, that's great idea.
I will definitely talk to you about that.
Yeah, absolutely. Great idea.
Now, the name of this podcast is Courageous Conversations. They can be with yourself or with somebody else. Can you think of a courageous conversation that you've had?
I think I have them all the time. You know, it's you know, I guess when I'm scared about doing something, it's come on, suck it up, princess, just do it anyway,
You must be from my generation. Suck it up, princess is something that I've said to myself for a very long time.
Oh, no, it's
I don't think you can say it today, can you?
Oh, probably not. Probably not. No, but I do, like I think, oh, I'm a little bit nervous about doing that. Oh, shut up. Just do it. Stop it, So, when fear creeps in, I really just do it anyway. And that's something, as I said, my son's 13 and I say to him all the time, if there's just one thing, one gift that I could give you in my life would be to do what you love to do and don't worry about what other people say. I said it's something that does come with age sometimes. I got to I think in my 40s and it was like, who cares? When you're younger and you're in your 20s and all that sort of thing, you're so worried about what other people think or am I breaking the rules? Is this the right way to do it?
And I'm sure. I think that part of it is that you're not really sure what you should think yourself. And so you don't know whether what you're doing is right or wrong. And so you kind of do rely on input from other people a bit, right?
Yes.
But you're right. When I got into my 40s, I couldn't care less.
No, exactly. It's like, does it make me happy? Is it, am I on the right path? Is it leading to where I want to go? Then do it, So I think I have those conversations all the time. Yeah. And I can't think of one specifically. I guess, leaving marriages and stuff like that. They're courageous decisions.
Very, very hard.
Yeah. They're ones where, if you're not happy, then, and there's, different situations and different relationships and all that sort of thing. But, that's probably, two of the most courageous that I'd had. But every
day. So how do you be brave enough to make some of those really difficult conversations? Is it all around following your path and what makes you happy? Is that really what it comes down to?
Remember when it sounds like I've been married a million times, but when I was even my first marriage,
twice, people, it's just twice.
It's only two. Put up your hand if you've been married more than twice. Anyway. I remember a girl said to me, because I was like, I just can't. I've got the office because at this point I had 14 staff. I had, my business and, I had all of these things and my family and, and my first husband's the nicest guy in the whole world. Like he's just the loveliest man ever. But we just grew apart, and we still talk. And honestly, loveliest guy you would ever meet. And so I didn't want to break his heart. And I remember a girl said to me, she said, look, if I could snap my fingers and everything was taken care of, he was okay, the business was okay, the staff were okay, you were okay, would you do it? And I said, yeah, I would, and she said, okay, well, we just need to focus on that end result, so that was kind of it. And I was like,
it's really good advice. It gives you really brings everything into clear focus.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And so, that was that. And so, he's happy, I'm happier, and it all worked out well.
It all worked out well. Yeah. Well, when you want that as your end outcome, how can you go wrong, right?
Exactly. And it was, no matter what happens, we stay friends. That was the outcome the whole the way through. And
it's interesting. It's those hard. One of the questions that I ask people in the induction session that I do for Lang & Simmons is, tell me something that's made you proud, not about your partner, not about your children, something that you've done to make you proud. And what strikes me is two things. Firstly, there's a lot of people who can't think of anything that they're proud of, which is a worry. And secondly, the things that people are proud of are really hard. There's stuff that they've really had to struggle for, work for, have been frightened of. And I think it's the people that aren't prepared to push themselves outside of their comfort zone that don't get those moments of pride and those things that they're proud of.
Exactly. No, I agree. I mean, I don't want to be on my deathbed going, I wish I'd have done that. I never tried or whatever. I want to be there going, woohoo,
Yeah, that's right.
I did everything.
Coming in hot.
Skidding in there. Absolutely. I want to be going, I gave everything the best shot that I could and had fun along the way, So would I have regrets? I don't think so, because everything that I've done has made me the person that I am.
Yeah.
And all the experiences that I've had. And, I've been lucky to travel and do a lot of those things and business things that I've done. So, it gives you a lot more perspectives on things to not judge people as well, because, different things that you've achieved and different things you've seen and different, people that you've met, I think it just gives you much more bigger perspective on the real world. It's not just a little bubble that everything's perfect, because the world's not like that,
No, sadly not. And from my experience, you tend to regret the things you don't do more than the things that you do, right?
Absolutely. You just got to jump in sometimes and just do it anyway.
Exactly. So if there's one message, before we finish, if there's one message that you could share with people, what would it be?
I think what I say to my son, to just don't care what people think, just the people that matter to you, yes. But, the haters and all of that sort of thing, just jump in and give things a go. And, you never know where that jumping is going to lead to something else. You jump and then you find something else, you catch something else and you go that way instead. You just never know the opportunities. And especially being online, you don't know who's going to see you do something and where that's going to lead. It could be anything. It could be relationships. It could be business opportunities. It could be moving to a different, country. It could be all sorts of different things that the world is a big place. And if you get out there in the world, there's so many more opportunities than where you are right now.
Have a crack.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's have a crack.
Get out there. Suck it up, princess.
Yeah, exactly. Awesome advice. Well, it's just been a delight to catch up with you and learn more about your story. So thank you so much for taking the time.
You too. Thank you very much.
I'll see you in Queensland soon, I hope.
Absolutely. Hope so.